Hello, I'm Edward Tama here with Lntv News Live, 30 minutes of major happenings here in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. The big stories we're following: President George Manneh, we are concerned to negotiate an amicable settlement. The victims of the wanton demolition in Fendel. Power outage hit Jala Lone Hospital in Popolo City, Bapolo County, as nurses use torchlights to render services to their patients. Liberia National Students Union Linsu Executive Council condemns any argument to legalize same-sex marriage in Liberia. And away from home, government says political situation in Gabon is under control following an attempted coup in that country. We'll take a short break to be right back with more developments ahead. Stay with us. Now, welcome back to the program. President George Manneh has agreed to negotiate an amicable settlement to victims of the wanton demolition process in Fendel, disclosing the president's message to hundreds of Fendel victims. The executive director of the Liberia Media for Democratic Initiative, John Colley, called on the people to be severe in their pursuit.
They say, I want to appoint you to be the liaison between those people and me. The president said to us, he wants to dialogue with you. Mr. President did not say that in secret meeting with me, no. Mr. President said, I want to talk with the committee. Bring them. He said, why are you bringing them? I said, there's a brother that New Year that bring my time here. He said, yeah, you're right. After the bring my New Year, let people come. I said, well, you need to go there. He said, I've been there. I've tension place. They broke people property there. And I take over.
John Colley there, speaking on behalf of President George Manneh. In response, the chairlady of the Fendel victims, Viola Lincoln, lauded President George Manneh's decision, describing it as timely. The county's authority is finding it difficult to acquire allotment for the operation of the hospital. Superintendent South spoke Monday in an interview with Maxwell Johnson in Pinsville.
The purpose of my visit here to LBS is to let the citizens of Bapolo and the citizens of Liberia to understand what is unfolding in Bapolo with regards to medication.
And what happened in there?
Right now, the medical center called the Chief Jalalo Memorial Medical Center have been out of current completed. We have no few allotment have been made. We're running behind it. Well, we can't find our way out.
How long has that happened?
It's been for the past 5-6 days, almost a week now. The hospital is totally down. We are using what you call the Chinese light, and that, I'm afraid, in the absence of current, there should be a disaster.
So many, you're not carrying on a serious operation at the Jalo hospital?
Right now, there's no serious operation. There's nothing, absolutely at all. We don't even have fuel to put in the ambulance to run to nearby town for patients.
So how are you coping with the situation?
Well, I have just come to make an appeal to NGOs, to the government of the Republic of Liberia, to well-wisher sons and daughters of the county. If you can in any way help us with fuel to save life, we will appreciate that. No, but the little that there is what we're making the maximum use of, but we also ask government and other relevant institutions to kindly help us, because these are things that we need to save life.
KSI, the superintendent of Babolo County, is speaking in an interview with Maxwell Johnson earlier on today. While Commerce Minister Wilson Tapper says government has dropped the price of gasoline products on the Liberian market. Making a disclosure in an interview Monday in Monrovia, the Commerce Minister Wilson Tapper said the decision was triggered by the intervention of President George Weah.
You know, in the last several months, petroleum has been a major situation here. There is a standard measurement that is used in calculating the price of petroleum. It is called plea. It's PLETTS. Is an international measurement that calculates the price of oil and petroleum products. In the last 7-8 months, we have had to pull flat and ask the petroleum companies to hold on any increase in the pump price of petroleum products, just to reduce the cost on our people. In October, that price was adjusted for $3.55 to $3.70 because the plea had gone up. Now we see a situation where plea has dropped. Plea has dropped for as much as 40 cents. In fact, we take the total is for as much as 65 cents in some cases. And what most government would do in a situation like that is to still maintain the price and collect that in additional revenue.
Commerce Minister Wilson Tapper addressing a press conference earlier today. What the Executive Council of the Liberia National Students Union, LNTV, says it strongly condemns any argument to promote same-sex or homosexual marriage in Liberia. Addressing a press conference Monday, LNTV President Mohammed Kamara Gandhi called on all students' bodies and religious groups, including the Council of Churches of Liberia, to stand against homosexuality in the country.
Today, we as national student leaders want to add our voices and condemn all homosexual acts in the country and call on the Liberian Council of Churches, the Liberian Muslim Council, and all students to stand against this same-sex relationship.
Banna, banna, yo, we against it, yo.
Our state was built on religious principle and inherited a shared African tradition. We stand strongly against this degenerating act, which is one of the excesses and stupidity of the Western civilization we cannot bow down to derail and submerge our African heritage in the name of promoting globalization and cultural division. Our forefathers were right for enshrining in our laws the ideas that marriage is only possible between a male and a female. As people of wisdom, they could not have brought the decency and rationality of humankind below ordinary animals who instincts are decent enough in keeping with the natural laws of mating.
LNTV President Mohammed Kamara Gandhi, he calls himself. At the same time, the LNTV President also called on all learning institutions in Liberia, including the University of Liberia, to practice democratic tenets on their various campuses.
Linsu calls also on Honorable K. Edward Norma Jr., Speaker and Acting President of the University of Liberia Students Union, to conduct a peaceful and democratic election in the next 60 days. In the absence of that, the Liberia National Students Union is not willing to work with any interim leadership because, as per our information in our possession, the last agreement signed in 2017 to extend the interim leadership of the University of Liberia have expired since March 31st of 2018. So, as per the record in our possession and all of the information gathered, the University of Liberia Students Union should be going to election as of now. Linsu, again, call on Speaker and the Acting President of the University of Liberia Students Union to put an end to interim leadership and return to democratic rule by conducting a smooth and peaceful election in 60 days.
Mohamed Kamara, the President of the Liberia National Students Union. Well, the University of Liberia has secured a 15 acre of land for the construction of a modern teacher demonstration center in Fendel. The center, upon completion, will train and prepare teachers across Liberia for future educational endeavors. According to the Dean of the Teachers College, Dr. Cecilia Carcel, there are massive plans on the way to help further improve and revamp the Teachers College at the University of Liberia.
Demonstration is not the way forward. You know, if the students want to understand what we are doing, they can come to my office and I will explain to them exactly the importance of having a demonstration school. As he said, the building's been there for years. There are other buildings there. The upper part of the building is even empty. You know, we are using few rooms and not the whole building. And it's not our dream to remain there. If we can get somebody to say, okay, since you have 15 acres, we can give you the money to start tomorrow, I will be very glad. But next academic year or next semester, we are out of that. You know. So thank you for the time, and it was good coming. You know, and there are other things that we've been doing, but because of time, we can't say it all.
Dr. Cecilia Carcel, the Dean of the Teachers College there at the University of Liberia. Well, the President-elect of the Liberia National Bar Association, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, has called on members of the National Legislature to see the need to pass the free speech bill into law. According to him, such law, if passed, will eradicate the multiple of lawsuits normally filed against some media institutions by politicians and some government officials in Liberia.
And not declare victory for free speech. So all of us on this day I call upon everyone to raise the free speech and free press agenda to the full by calling upon the senators and representatives to make sure that our law is passed and goes to the president to be signed and published into law, that in Liberia we are truly in a free country that does not have gag laws. In the absence of those laws, there are politicians and key figures in society who are filing action of damages for a huge amount of money that will make journalists afraid to practice their profession. I can say that I'm one of the Liberian lawyers who have a little bit more knowledge in media law. And every time we sue, we file action of damages against media institutions for 2.5 million, for 3 million, for 5 million. Once I file an answer, the case ends.
Councillor Teron Gonglo there speaking. Meanwhile, the President of the Press Union of Liberia, Charles Coffey, has praised Councillor Gonglo for his tremendous role played in advocating for social justice, human rights and press freedom in Liberia.
Where we have the lack of basic human rights being respected, the right of expression, if they are infringed upon in any nation, that nation cannot prosper. And we have the trust that honoring Councillor Gonglo today is because of his superior ability to engage in his profession and help the Liberian people. A judiciary of a country and independent media is what the international community subscribe to. You have an independent judiciary, especially the Bar Association, pleading for people, no matter their status. That is an encouragement to attract investors in this country. And all of us can attest to that Councillor Gonglo has been in the vanguard of social justice, basic human rights, freedom of expression, and freedom of the press. So we are very delighted to be part of this program as a member of the board of directors sent me to Gabon. We urge you to do more with your colleagues who have also been honored that this country is for every Liberian.
PR President Charles Coffee. If you're just coming our way, a reminder you're watching Lntv News Live coming to you from Pinsville, outside of the nation's capital, Monrovia. My name is Edward Tama, anchoring tonight's edition of this program. The big stories we're following. President George Manawia consent to negotiate an amicable settlement to victims of the wanton demolition in Fendel. Power outage hits Jala Loan Hospital in Bopolu City, Bapolu County, as nurses use torchlights to render services. Liberia National Students Union Linsu Executive Council condemns any argument to legalize same-sex marriage in Liberia. And away from home, government says political situation in Gabon is under control following an attempted coup in that country. We'll take a very short break to be right back with more developments still ahead. Welcome back to the program. About 5,000 residents occupying the property of the Park Open Company have been given a 30-day notice to vacate the premises. Over the weekend, the affected residents converged at a mass meeting and requested their representative CB Bashar to intervene by appealing to the Parker's family to allow them stay for another 1 year. Maxwell Johnson was at that meeting and now fars in this report.
It's been more than 3 decades since some inhabitants of the Park Open community in Pinsville were granted squatters' right by the Parker's family. All of the residents living on the property are quite aware that they could be evicted by the property's owners anytime, but the recent notice given them by the Parker's family caught them unaware. Mr. Johnny Mboka, the community leader, said they are willing to vacate the property but need additional time to prepare for the massive eviction.
We appeal to him. We say, we know that the land is your land. You have the right to use it. You told that you asked us to leave, but today the time you've given us is too short. We appeal to him. We say we're not fighting you. Some people say, oh, people carry the man to court so that you can fight for a property. No. We want the world and Liberia to know that we are not fighting the Parker family because the land is not ours.
A good number of tenants on the Parker's land are old folks who appear very heartbroken about their pending eviction.
I will be happy when you give that 1 year. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to leave.
So where will you go?
I will find my own place. I will find a place to go. To him, so he can extend the time because the time they are too short.
So even when they say you must stay here 1 year, after 1 year you will be able to leave from here?
So 1 year it will be here.
It will be alright. Unfortunately, the land is not theirs. The land is for the Parkers. Now they have come to reclaim their land. Parker has given them a 30-day ultimatum, and that day should be expiring by the 15th of this month, January. But the residents are saying that the days given to them are not enough. They are still requesting Mr. Parker to see reason to give them additional 1 year. They have started pleading with their lawmakers and other well-meaning Liberians, including the President, His Excellency Dr. George Manawia. If their plea will fall on deaf ears, it means the 30-day ultimatum will definitely come 2 weeks from now. And who knows? Most of the kids you see in the video are school-going kids. They have nowhere to go. But indeed, only the kind heart of Mr. Parker can change the story. I'm Maxwell Johnson from Lntv News.
Many thanks to Maxwell Johnson for that report. Now, a little bit of sports now, where the head coach of the senior national team of Liberia, Thomas Kojo, says more needs to be done to help improve the game in Liberia. He named the promotion of grassroots football and the construction of modern sports infrastructures across Liberia as few of the best ways to transform the game in the country.
And I think we have not done anything yet because there is a lot to do in terms of the national team doing well. Winning 2 games, yes, in the qualifiers, they did us so well by placing us in the right position on the table. But football development is very important. And the only way the national team will get stronger, we have to make sure that we have a stronger youth program.
Lone Star head coach Thomas Kojo. Meanwhile, the vice president for operations of the Liberia Football Association, Wilmot Smith, said the football house is working tirelessly to help improve the game. That's a football game in Liberia.
Football will get better. President Weah is a football president, he's a football man. No other president will do better for football than President Weah. We are engaging all of the leagues. The National League comes up in February. You know the award for the first time. We saw the last special tournament. We saw the cash prizes at the end of the game. The Athletic Committee has voted in the tune of $95,000 US. That's why we'll be going to the award ceremony in the coming week. In all categories, first division, second division, women's football and stuff like that. We're working with sponsors to ensure that we can have more billboards recording our business partners.
LFA Vice President for Operations, Wilmot Smith, there, were in an effort to boost food security in Liberia. Some smallholder farmers in Saclepi and Nimba County are now applying new methodology in growing catch crops. The aim of the project is to ensure that seasonal fruits are grown throughout the year. Our reporter Rachel Colley visited the demonstration site and now reports.
The new agriculture method is being initiated by Center for Women Agriculture Project, CWAP, in Saclepi, Nimba County. The method seeks to assist farmers enhance crop production. Some CWAP technicians have been explaining how the process is conducted.
This is a polling green and this is a steamer. You take the polling green and attach it to the flower. After 30 days, this flower open and be having the bulb coming on it.
The function of this root humor, if you apply it on the cotton, it will make a root. What we call cutting. Let me show you an example. Just cut it like this. And set it in the root humus. The root humus is just a powder. Set it inside like this. And put it in a polythene bag. After 1 month, force this plant to grow root.
The product of what I was just showing you is budding. This is the orange tree. You can see oranges all on there. I told you that they say, telling you that the oranges bear all year round. It doesn't have special time. So you can see another one getting red. You can see another one coming off. You can see another one coming off.
Center for Women Agriculture Program Project Manager Edward Kalai, however, stated some of the challenges smallholder farmers are faced within the cocoa sector.
Getting cocoa from Ghana coming every day is difficult because Liberia does not have bilateral agreement between Ghana and Liberia, so it's making it difficult for research to release more volume compared to Togo, Cameroon, Celeroon that have bilateral agreement, they are getting volumes about 30,000 posts at a go. We will go, they give us 5,000, 7,000 or 10,000 at most.
The organization provides hope to farmers through improved training, provision of imports, extension of services, and many other assistances that will enable farmers provide seasonal fruits such as oranges, bottle pears, among others, throughout the year. The agricultural sector was destroyed as the result of the Liberian silver conflict, leaving many smallholder farmers affected. However, the intervention of the Center for Women Agricultural Project, CWAP, has certainly rekindled the prospect for quality agricultural programs in Nimba County. This is Rachel Biangwe-Colley reporting.
Many thanks to Rachel Colley for that splendid report there from Nimba County. While Pinsville City Mayor Pam Bershaw Taylor is calling for cooperation from the Liberia Marketing Association, LMA, in cleaning the city. Mayor Taylor spoke Monday when she was honored by the National Civil Society for the level of work done in Pinsville at her offices.
LMA, I keep on calling that organization's name. The LMA has been a problem for us here at Pinsville. They collect garbage fees. They are not working with the city. They expect us to clean up after them. You know, I asked the question, how can you keep your home dirty and you expect me to come from the outside and clean it? If you come to me and say, please help me, I will pay you to clean it, I will come and help you. But you don't create your dirt and you expect us to go and clean it. As we all know, we struggled here at the corporation last year. And I'm saying this publicly to the LMA, you all need to come in, you all need to sit with my office, and we need to work together and see how to clean up the garbage in Kupacha and Red Light.
Pinsville Mayor Pam Taylor. Speaking earlier, the National Civil Society of Liberia President Amos Kane said the organization has followed the track record of Mayor and as such decided to appreciate her for the effort.
We sometimes meet outside the country, outside Maserado to make decisions for a year under review. And then this year he was elected as city mayor. We made no mistake. I live Pinsville, Colin live Pinsville. We know how Pinsville nobody used to be. And some of the videos are still here, they left. We know how they were working here. Commonly, another program you want to feed. Most of the time, you want to feed behind them to clean the city of Monrovia. And your role going out to ensure you bring partner donors to support the Pinsville Corporation is actually laudable.
Amos Canada awarding that to Pam Taylor earlier today. What the government spokesman says, the political situation in Gabon is currently under control following an attempted military coup earlier Monday morning. All 5 of the rebels who tried to take charge have now been arrested by the authorities there in Gabon. The union officers claim they seized the power to restore democracy in all-rage Gabon, where the ailing leader's family has ruled for 50 years. Let's take this video.
Except that we received at 4 a.m. this morning that there were a military coup that was happening. Some people called us to tell us that actually all the soldiers are outside and shooting with their guns, and we received as well this information that you were stating with regard to one of the military officials who actually gave reason why they're actually outside in the street. Basically, they are saying that they are not satisfied with the way the institution is driving the whole state of the country. As you know, President Ali Bongo is recovering, and apparently we don't have enough information, official enough information with regard to his health. So the country is on standby, and due to that, there is a huge amount of disruption that is made.
Many thanks to the South African Broadcasting Corporation for that report. That brings us to the end of tonight's presentation of Lntv News Live. Before we let go of you, the reminder of the big stories we told you tonight. President George Manawia consent to negotiate an amicable settlement. The victims of the wanton demolition in Fendel. Power outage hits Jala Lone Hospital in Bopolo City, Bapolo County, as nurses use torchlights to render services. Liberia National Students Union LNSU Executive Council condemns any argument to legalize same-sex marriage in Liberia. And away from home, government says political situation in Gabon is under control following an attempted coup in that West African country. Many thanks to all of you for watching Lntv News Live. Many thanks to all of our contributors, reporters, and switchers for making this edition a success. On behalf of the entire production crew here at the Liberia National Television, my name is Edward Tama. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Who told you there's nowhere suitable in Liberia for honeymoon? Now, let me introduce to you Corina New Hotel located in Singa on Totwe Boulevard.
Corina New Hotel is an area of class and distinction. They have all we need in a honeymoon location with affordable rates, relaxed environment, and special weekend discounts. When I say standard